There comes a moment in every chosen soul's life when the world they once knew slowly stops making sense. Not suddenly, not violently, but quietly, like a soft fracture no one else seems to notice. You might be sitting in a room full of people you've known for years, laughing at the same jokes, having the same conversations. But suddenly, you feel a pane of glass slide between you and them. You look at them and they seem distant, like actors in a play you no longer have a role in. A moment when you look into your own reflection and you can feel something ancient, something hidden, beginning to awaken inside you. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand. It simply rises, like a truth that refuses to stay asleep any longer. If you have felt like a stranger in your own family, if you have felt an exhaustion that sleep cannot fix, if you have felt a loneliness that presence cannot cure, you are not going crazy. And you are certainly not breaking down. You are entering the metamorphosis. You are entering the 7 phases every chosen one must pass through before their true awakening begins. But you are still here. Tonight, you're not just watching a video. You're stepping into your own story. First phase, the fracture, the breaking of the old self. It always begins with a fracture. Not outside, but inside. A loss of meaning. A subtle exhaustion that permeates your bones. You wake up, and the things that used to drive you, ambition, status, social approval, material gain, suddenly taste like ash in your mouth. You go to work, you speak to friends, you do the routines. But you feel like you are performing a character. A quiet sense grows that the life you've been living is too small for the soul expanding within you. Your old identity begins to crumble, gently, silently, inevitably, like a shell that can no longer contain you. You might start feeling physically uncomfortable in places you used to love. Crowded bars, loud events, superficial gatherings. They begin to drain your battery in minutes. This is where chosen ones whisper to themselves, "I don't belong here anymore. I don't think I ever did." And they're right, because the old life is dissolving to make space for who you're becoming. This phase is painful, but it is also sacred. It is the moment the universe begins removing everything that no longer matches your frequency. You are being stripped of the mask you wore to survive in a sleeping world. Second phase, the void, the dark night of the soul. After the breaking comes the emptiness, the stillness, the eerie silence where nothing feels familiar anymore. In ancient traditions, this is called the dark night of the soul. Most people run from this stage. They fill the silence with distractions, scrolling, shopping, drinking, noise. But chosen ones, you are asked to endure it. Because the void is not a punishment, it is a womb. A place where your old programs shut down so your soul can begin rewriting itself. In the void, you may feel lost, misunderstood, invisible to the world. You might cry without knowing why. You might feel abandoned by God, by the universe, by hope. But listen closely. You are being isolated for a reason. You are in the cocoon. If the caterpillar didn't dissolve completely, it could never become the butterfly. This is where the reboot begins. This is where your spiritual system resets. This is where you finally stop running from yourself. The void is not the end, it's the inhale before the rise. Third phase, the awakening of the hidden senses inside the void. Something shifts. Because you stopped listening to the noise of the world, you finally start hearing the signal of your soul. A new sensitivity begins to wake up, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. You start hearing what others overlook, feeling what others suppress. You walk into a room and you don't just see people, you feel their energy. You sense the sadness behind a smile. You sense the lie behind a compliment. You become a human lie detector. This can be overwhelming at first. You might think you are being overly sensitive, but you aren't. Synchronicities appear more often. Repeating numbers on the clock: 11:11, 3:33, 4:44. Dreams become vivid, symbolic, charged with messages. Your intuition grows louder than your thoughts. And you whisper to yourself, "Something is happening to me." You're right. Your real senses, the ones you were born with before the world conditioned you, are turning back on. This is the beginning of true perception, the lifting of the first veil, the return of ancient memory. Fourth phase, the inner war, resistance. Then comes the conflict, the phase no chosen one escapes. The ego realizes it is dying, and it fights back. Part of you longs for the new. Part of you is terrified of it. Part of you clings to the familiar comfort of your old chains. Part of you knows you can never go back. You might experience sudden waves of anxiety, self-sabotage, doubts that whisper, "Who do you think you are? You're not special, you're just broken." This battle is not a mistake, it is initiation. Here, the universe challenges you to choose yourself over your history. It removes every illusion you once used to avoid your truth. The pain you feel in this phase is not your enemy. It is your purification. It is the fire that forges your spiritual backbone. The pressure that shapes your destiny. The friction that awakens your courage. When chosen ones survive this inner war, they emerge with vision, with strength, with clarity. This phase hurts, but it also transforms. Fifth phase, the rising of the calling. After the war comes a whisper, soft at first, then stronger, then unmistakable. The calling, a direction you can't explain logically, but feel with absolute certainty in your bones. It usually starts with a desire to serve, to create, or to heal. You look at the systems of the world, the 9-to-5 grind, the greed, the division, and you realize, I wasn't made for the world I inherited. I was made to build something new. This is where the chosen begin to shift. Your values change completely. What you used to chase now seems trivial. Your path changes. Your relationships change. Your inner compass becomes impossible to ignore. Everything begins to realign with purpose. You're no longer guided by fear, but by resonance. You stop asking, "What will people think?" and start asking, "What does my soul want?" This is the moment your destiny starts revealing itself. Sixth phase, the great separation, the tower. Every chosen one passes through this doorway. It is not optional. And it is often the phase that brings the most grief. People fall away. Long-term friendships end abruptly. Family dynamics shift or break. Jobs are lost. Clutter, physical, emotional, spiritual, gets stripped away. You might be looked at as the black sheep, the weird one, the one who changed. They will say you've changed like it's a bad thing. But you haven't just changed, you have evolved. This happens not because you're being punished, but because you cannot carry the weight of what you've outgrown into the life you're being called toward. You are vibrating at a new frequency, and anything that cannot match that frequency must fall away. It is physics, not malice. This phase is often the most painful. You lose things you thought would stay forever. You confront truths you never expected to face, but realize this: what leaves was never meant to stay, and what remains is aligned with who you're becoming. Separation is not abandonment, it is preparation. It is clearing the table before the feast. Seventh phase, the emergence of the sovereign self, and then, one day, in a quiet moment, a deep breath or a sudden realization, you feel it, the shift. The confusion is gone, the war has ended. The silence is no longer empty, it is full of guidance. Your energy rises. Your mind sharpens. Your heart stabilizes. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are observing it. You have stopped trying to fit in, because you finally realize you were born to stand out. Your path becomes clear. This is the moment the universe marks you. Awakened. You don't become someone new. You finally become who you always were before the world told you who to be. You realize that every fracture, every silence, every loss, every war was not meant to break you, but to uncover you. You didn't choose this path. It chose you. Because the world needs the version of you that is emerging now. The version that sees clearly. The version that stands firmly. The version that remembers who they are. If you're entering these phases or walking through them now, breathe. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are right on time for the destiny your soul has prepared for lifetimes. You are the ancestor your future lineage is waiting for. And when your awakening completes, your presence will shift rooms. Your voice will heal. Your story will guide others out of the same darkness you once had to walk through alone. This is your ascent. This is your return. This is your becoming now. Take a moment to check in with yourself. Don't just listen. Feel. Tell me in the comments. Which of the 7 phases are you standing in today? Are you in the void? Are you in the war? Or are you finally emerging? Your story matters here. Your transformation is welcome here, and your awakening is only just beginning.